So, I'm going to see if you can introduce a family member or friend to Magic the Gathering, and this applies to any collectible card game or any collectible game. Applies to Warhammer, applies to board games. My sister here has played games. I mean, what was your favorite game when we were a kid? Was what, Game of Life?
No.
Really? Okay, so what was your favorite game when we were a kid?
Oh. Well, I've never actually really liked games.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this video, is that introducing someone who doesn't like games and isn't into games. Okay, but was there a game that you actually liked or tolerated the most?
I think Stock Ticker.
Yeah, but that was when we were a teenager.
Yeah, before that, no, not really.
Why did you make us play Game of Life all the time?
I just wanted to spend time with you guys.
Oh, okay. So that's I guess a testament to the social nature of games.
I like puzzles.
Okay, but I don't know. I seem to think like you insist on playing Game of Life like you actually liked it.
Because it took hours and we had to spend that time all together.
Okay, that's the secret to spending time with people who don't want to spend time with you. All right. So you've never played any collectible card game, and the only card game that you probably played besides, like, poker, you played that, right?
Yeah.
You've played blackjack, and then rummy. We used to play a lot of rummy.
Yeah.
And then the a-hole, which is like I don't know. It might be a Canadian thing. It might also be an American thing, but it could have a different name. But that was something we played in high school. Mm-hmm. But those were just played with regular playing cards. So you've never played a game that didn't have regular playing cards, right?
No.
And you've never played even a game that had multiple decks of regular playing cards, right?
No.
Yeah, so the only card games you've ever played are games with regular playing cards and only one deck of that. And I think the most complicated game that you've played is Lords of Waterdeep. Do you remember that game?
No.
Where it's that Dungeon Dragon City, and you're collecting all these little cubes that are warriors and priests and stuff like that to do little missions.
Oh, okay.
You remember that?
Not really.
We played it with Mom even, and Mom even understood that game. So you didn't even like that game?
I don't remember it.
Oh, you don't
I like
remember
that game we played last year.
What was that?
Where you had to guess the number or something.
Oh, The Mind. Okay, so that is probably I don't know if you know the spectrum of games, but like there's simplistic, and then there's far more complicated.
Okay.
And that is on the simple end, and it's sort of like a gateway game that gets people who aren't in the games to think, oh, maybe I do like games, and then slowly work their way up, and that's one of those types of games. And Monopoly, Game of Life, and all that, they're not even on the spectrum of like, complicated or good or fun or whatever. They've always been around. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we're first going to do is, one of the aspects of playing a collectible card game is opening card packs. So this Jumpstart set, there's multiple different sets of Magic the Gathering, right?
Well, I know, yeah. I don't know what they all are.
Yeah, they're all just mostly themes of different worlds.
Okay.
So like a cowboy world, or a horror world, or a world where war is out of control, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
This one is just a reprint set of collecting all the different types of cards that could be, but specifically creating a 20 card pack, because usually it's 15 cards. Mm-hmm. And when you put two of them together, it creates a deck that you can play with.
Okay.
And so that's why I chose this, because I happen to like Jumpstart. So open a pack, and it gives you the feeling of, what it's like to craft packs, which is, I guess, at least 50% or more of the fun of these games is opening stuff and seeing what you get. And normally they don't have this extra little plastic layer, but this product is different in that respect. There's like a little pull tab somewhere on here. There we go. Or you can... Now this thing just tells you what this half of the deck is.
Okay.
So this says multi-headed, so basically it's centered around multi-headed creature. And you have dragons. I don't know which is better, but that's half your pack. So you set that one aside.
Okay.
And then open another pack.
I like dragons.
And have you even looked at Magic cards at all?
No.
Okay.
Matthew gave me an app at one time if I wanted to start.
Oh, Magic Arena?
I don't know.
You should try that. So I got Spirits.
I got Constellation.
Interesting. So it's probably like a God deck. So now we set this aside as well. And if you look at on here, that is gold, right? That means that's your rare in the pack, right?
Okay.
And it's probably the most powerful card. And then there's uncommon and commons. So things in packs are denoted by common, uncommon, rare, and so they're more likely to get them, less likely to get them, and that's often where the value comes from. And because if it's hard to get card and it's powerful, then it's expensive.
Okay.
But we don't really need to get into that when learning to play. So then put both of them together and shuffle them up. And an interesting shuffle method that I like to do, just to make sure things are shuffled, I like to do this. And we are shuffling cards without any sleeves on them. Do you know what sleeves?
Yeah, the plastic things that protect them.
Yeah, because of the value of the cards, people put them in sleeves. But when we first started playing when I was a teenager, you saw my cards when I was, 14, 15, right? They didn't have sleeves, because all they had back then were these penny sleeves that would break if you tried to shuffle with them, right? I don't know if this method is better for shuffling, if this randomizes the cards more. But to me, it just seems like maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, so a lot of people will be triggered because we're not using sleeves. Even though we just opened these packs and I don't even know if those rares were even worth anything. But people are very extra about the way that cards are treated. When people used to open up these old expensive packs of cards, eventually they started wearing these blue gloves when doing it, because in the comments people were freaking out. They were touching these old expensive cards with their oily fingers. Yeah. And it was
Like
kind
in
of
the
ridiculous.
comments of when people cook in their own house with their own food and people comment, you should be wearing gloves.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. So, imagine trying to open that pack with blue gloves on.
Mm-hmm. I can't do anything with gloves on.
Okay, so everything is shuffled up. So set it to the side, that's your deck, right? And then somewhere else around your deck is going to be your graveyard, which is where you discard cards.
Okay.
Now, I've purposely not explained anything to you because I want to see if it's possible for someone to get the gist of the game based on the design of the game and with a little bit of information as we go along.
Okay.
And the most famous Magic the Gathering YouTuber is the professor of Tolarian Community College. That's the name of his channel, Tolarian Community College. And one of his phrases that he says all the time is, reading the card explains the card.
Okay.
So that's what people say when people ask about a card. They'll often say, reading the card explains the card. That's true most of the time. It didn't used to be true back in the day. It was a little bit more convoluted than that, but they upped their design thing, and the explanation on the card usually will let you know what the card does. So draw 7 cards, and that's your hand. All right, so you're going to have in your hand a bunch of different types of cards, and the type of the card is in the middle. You see where there's a rule explanation and art, and in between that is a little byline that says basic land or creature or sorcery or instant.
Yep.
Those are the different types of things. So everything that you take from your hand and put on the table is called a spell.
Okay.
Except for land, technically. Maybe that's a spell as well, but I don't think that, it's definitely not within the rules that it's a spell, but it's kind of similar because you're taking from your hand and you put it on there. So the land is special in that you can only play one a turn, and if you have one, you should play it a turn. There's not a limit to how many cards you can play a turn, unless the card makes a limit. And there is a limit to how many lands you can play, unless a card says you can play more lands. So you're going to go first, and you're going to take a land, and you're going to play it. So now, do you see that symbol and the color? You'll see on your cards on the top right that that symbol, right, and the color. And if there's two of them, then it requires 2 lands. If it's gray, it can be any color of land. So like you'll see a thing that has one of that thing and maybe one gray. That means it's going to require that and any other land.
Okay.
So do you have anything that just has one of?
Without the gray in the middle?
On the top right, without the gray, with that symbol and the gray.
I have that symbol, but it's a different color. Has.
Then it's a different type of land.
Okay.
So you don't have anything that has just a white
No.
symbol. Okay. So that means that there's nothing that you can play on this turn.
Okay.
So then I will play a land. And I also don't... I already missed a step. Sorry, we drew 7 cards, but you're also on your beginning of your turn supposed to draw another card. So I missed that. So draw another card. Okay. I'll also draw another card. So I also can't play anything. So then I pass. And I don't know if people still do it this way. And it came from, I believe, blackjack and casino games where you tap the table to know your turn's up. So now it's your turn, and you draw a card.
Okay.
And if you have a land, play a land.
Another land.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, I do.
Good. Because you always kind of want to have a land that you can play. So now you have now you can play something that either has that symbol or that symbol, one of either, and one gray. Or if you have something that has both of these symbols.
So can I show you?
Well, no. Well, let's do it without showing.
Well, I want to make sure that I don't have that symbol.
Well, it's on the top right.
Yeah, I know. But
Okay.
look.
No, don't show me, because I want to see if we can figure this out without doing it. So, on the top right, do you see that symbol on the card?
Not without a
And
gray thing
is
in the
it
middle
white?
of it. No,
Okay,
it's not white.
There you go. Is
so
it
that's
red?
why I'm confused. No.
it's just gray. It's just a circle with a gray number in it. Oh, sorry, a gray circle with a black number in it.
No. There's a circle with that symbol in it, but it's gray. It's not like clear like
That's
that.
fine. That's fine. It's actually probably white, but you're maybe not seeing it. But it's just one of those symbols.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there any?
There's
Is there a circle with a
numbers.
gray in it? And a number?
Numbers?
Yeah. The circle, gray circle, number inside.
Yeah.
How many? What number is it? 1, 2?
Lots.
No. You can only see. It's either the number 1 or the number 2.
Okay,
or
well,
the
one
number
has
3.
the number 1, one has the number 4.
Let's stick with one card.
Oh,
Yeah. Is there any card that has that symbol on the top right and one, and it just says 1?
yes.
Okay, that's fine. So you tap your lands, turn them sideways.
I'm still not sure it's the right symbol
That's fine.
because it has color in it.
That's fine. Okay. So that means now you are sending 1 white and 1 red as mana.
Okay.
So now you have 2 mana, and it's 1 white and 1 red. Or they could be 2 gray. So now put down the card that... Yes, that is correct. So that is white.
That's, the middle part is gray.
No. The symbol is black. I'm saying the circle. The background of the circle is white.
I
Okay.
meant the symbol
That's
to be
fine.
white.
I understand. And the circle is gray, and it has the number 1 in it.
Okay.
So basically what you did was you spent 1 white for that, and 1 red for that, because it can be any color.
Okay.
All right. So now, if you see the card, I'm just going to read it here. Enchant creature gets +2/+2. Exile spectral steel. So basically what happened was you didn't have a creature out, And maybe I shouldn't have told you to play the card anyway, but we're just learning. So it's supposed to enchant a creature, and there's no creature to enchant, so now it goes to your graveyard.
All right.
All right. And then that's your turn. And then I will draw a card. And I will play a Plains. And I will see. Ha! All right then. I will tap this Plains and this Forest, and I get one white and one gray. And it says, put target card from a graveyard on top of its owner's library. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So I'm going to take this from your graveyard,
Okay.
put it back on top of your deck,
Okay.
and then I get a 1/1 white spirit creature token, which I'm going to represent by this. And I'm going to take the card to remind me what it does.
Okay.
But the card doesn't actually do anything anymore. This is the creature.
Okay.
That's my turn. And now it's your turn. So you untap the lands, putting them the right way. Draw a card. That might have been out of order. And if it is, chat, let me know.
Now I just play a different kind this time.
You want to play another land?
I don't have another land.
Oh. So what this is called is mana screwed. Because you want to have a land every turn so that your mana base starts growing, right? So you can cast bigger spells. But do you have another one that costs the, because you have that spell again.
Yeah, but I have another one that says one on top and that
Okay.
thing too.
Read that spell that you got back, because I have a creature now that you could enchant. I don't know whether it benefits you or benefits me. I can't remember what the
Or I
card did.
could play the other card.
Is it a so on in the middle part on the banner? Does it say creature or sorcery or instant?
It's about a spell.
No. What does it say in the middle of the card?
Enchantment creature.
And the other one was enchant creature as well.
Aura. Enchantment aura.
Huh. Well, if you read the card, you don't read it out loud. Just does it negatively affect a creature? Because you might want to cast it on my creature. But if it positively affects a creature, you'll want to wait until you have a creature.
I'm not too sure if it talks about me or you.
No.
I'm not too sure if it talks about something positive for me or
No.
you. It's not worded in a way that I understand.
Oh, it doesn't seem like it has a benefit. Does it have a plus? Does it give plus, or does it give invulnerability, or?
It has the word less in it.
Okay.
Cost one less.
Oh. I would save it. Do you have any other thing that's about that cost?
I have one or two. Does it have to be a one or can it be a two?
It could be, so again, this costs one white and one gray,
Okay.
right? Which means I use one white and one of any other color to cast it. So if it just costs one white or one red, you can cast it. If it costs one white or one red and a gray, then you can cast it.
So I guess I'll just play that one.
Okay. So tap your lands. So this was the one that you cast before. Enchant creature. Creature gets +2/+2. Exile spectral steel from your graveyard. Return another target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Interesting. So the only creature that you can cast it on is my creature, which makes my creature more powerful. But if this aura goes to your graveyard, you can get other cards out of your graveyard.
Okay.
All right. It's not really helpful to you to have done that, but so do you understand the way things cost now?
Yeah.
It costs one white and
Yeah.
one of any other color.
Yeah.
Okay. And do the other cards in your hand now, they're all more expensive than that?
Yes.
Okay. So I will draw one card, and I will play a forest. And let's see. I'll play Pilgrim of the Ages. So you see this one? Costs 1 white and 2 gray.
Okay.
So that's 3 in total.
Oh, okay. So it has to add up to how many lands you have down.
Now I'm going to put my lands in the back now. Just kind of want your creatures in the front because they're the ones that attack. So now, here's another aspect of the game. I'm going to attack with this creature. And at this point, if you had creatures, you could declare blockers. You don't. So we start off with 20 life, and you're going to put yourself down to 17 because you now have 17 life because you took 3 damage.
Okay.
And once you get down to 0, you lose. And if you try to draw a card and you can't draw a card, you lose.
Okay.
There's some other lose conditions. But anyway, that's my turn. And now you untap your land and you draw a card. And keep in mind, if you kill this creature, the enchantment goes away and it goes back into your graveyard, which is where kind of you want it to be.
Okay.
And you got your land out, that's good. And you can put the same types of lands together if you want to organize them, because you'll run out of space. So you put the lands in the back. And now, do you have a creature?
I do.
Okay. Does it cost 3 in total?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm just reading all my which ones I want because I have a few.
Okay. And if you have something that could kill a creature, then you might want to do that. Like it says, it does 3 damage to any target or something like that. Yeah, that's a creature. So then you would tap your lands because it takes 1 white and 2 other. And that's a 2/2 creature and flying. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1. That will get quite powerful because you probably have a lot of enchantment spells. All right. So now that's your turn. So when creatures come out, they have what's called summoning sickness, meaning they can't use any of their ability. They can't tap to use any of their abilities, and they can't attack on that turn.
Yeah.
On the next turn, they no longer have
Next turn.
summoning.
Yeah.
You actually knew that?
Well, it just makes sense.
Okay.
That part makes sense.
That's the intuitive design, I guess. All right, I'll draw a card. I'll untap my lands. Let's see. So I guess I'll play another forest. And I'll play Ilsean Caryatid. So now, because you have a 2/2 creature, I don't want to attack
Okay.
because I could lose the creature, right? And then also, I forgot to read the card to explain the card because when this entered the battlefield, I was supposed to go through my deck and bring out another land and put it into play. Put it in my hand. But in any case, I didn't do that, and because we've skipped turns, I can't do that anymore. Now this thing is a 3/3, so I can safely attack because even if you block me, that creature will die,
Okay.
right? But you don't want to block with it because you want to cast spells and build it up so that it gets more powerful than this one.
Okay.
So you'll take another 3 damage. And that's my turn.
So can I still play one with just 2?
So untap your lands. And do you have any more? Did you draw a land?
No, I don't have any more land.
Okay.
But I want to play one that just has a 1 and a 1.
Okay.
But I know I can play more, but it's so cute.
Okay. I mean, that's more of a commander thing to do, to play something just because it's cute, but I'll allow it.
So I just go like that, right?
Yeah. you figured that one out. That's good. And when spirit, what was it?
When spirited companion enters the battlefield, draw a card.
Draw a card. Is it a land?
No.
Okay. You are really mana screwed at this point. I'm gonna drink some water. So you don't want to attack with this. Well, so this is tapped, right? Oh, sorry. This is whenever an enchantment spell. So he wasn't. Oh, he's an enchantment creature. He gets a +1/+1 counter. What do you want to represent +1/+1 counters with? Just a regular D6?
Do you have a pink or purple? Anything?
This one?
Sure.
So that says that he has one +1/+1 counter on him.
Okay.
So now his total is 3/3.
Okay.
You see that down there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you figured that one out pretty easily, right?
No.
That's their toughness and power, or power and toughness.
Oh,
So the
okay.
power is how much damage they deal, toughness is how much damage they can take.
Oh, okay.
So now this creature is equal to my creature and better than this creature. So if you attack with this creature, I could put both of those creatures together, but I would lose both of them. And you would lose that creature, so it's probably not something I would want to do because this guy can also add mana to my pool.
It looks like Groot.
So do you want to attack with this creature?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll block with that and he'll die because I don't want to take the 3 damage.
Okay.
And then he's tapped. And you have one more mana. Do you have anything that says 1 gray or 1 white?
Yep.
Is it
Oh,
something?
does it have to be a man?
Huh? No, no,
Okay.
it can be
Oh,
any.
and I have a creature.
Nice. So tap the other land. No. It has to be only one mana.
Oh, one
Yeah.
up top, you mean?
Yeah, either one symbol or 1 gray.
No,
Okay.
not the number one. No.
Okay, that's fine. And not just one symbol with no gray.
I have a gray. Just one gray. With the
But a symbol as well.
no symbol.
No symbol. You can play that one. No, that's 3 gray.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's 3 gray.
Okay, it has to be one.
Yes.
Number one in
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That represents 3 mana
Okay.
as opposed to 1 mana.
Gotcha.
So now, that would be your turn, and I will draw a card and untap my lands. And I don't have any more lands. Yeah. So, oh wait, I forgot that. Alright, I'm going to tap everything and bring out Clockwork Hydra. And it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. And whenever it attacks or blocks, remove a +1/+1 counter from it. If you do, Clockwork Hydra deals 1 damage to any target. And then also I can tap it to put more +1/+1 counters on it. And that's going to be my turn, so now it's your turn.
Still no land.
Still in land, huh? Oh shoot, I also forgot to ask how many cards do you have in your hand. Because you can't, at the end of your turn, you can't have more than
2,
7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
So you're looking for something that costs 1 of any symbol and up to 2. Right? With like 2 numbers. Or anything that costs just 3. You had that thing that costs just 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like,
But you want to favor things that are enchantments. Does that one say enchantment in the middle part? Because it'll beef up this creature.
it's an artifact.
Do you have an enchantment?
I do.
Do you have one that you can play?
I have a few.
I would start playing those. Okay. That's, yep. So enchant creature you control. When Chains of Custody enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Chains of Custody leaves the battlefield. Enchanted creature has Ward 2. So Ward 2, whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player plays 2. So you kind of want to protect this creature because it's your best creature. And now it gets another +1/+1 counter.
Okay.
So now it's a 4/4. And I can't do anything to it unless I pay an extra 2 mana for the spell that I cast. And now you can target anything that isn't a land on my battlefield and get rid of it. It goes into exile. So this thing is a 4/4, and I can put +1/+1 counters on it as well. This one is a 3/3, and you'll get back your Spectral Steel, and it'll go to your graveyard because it can't go into exile with it. And then you can use the ability exile Spectral Steel from your graveyard, return another target or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. So if anything else goes in your graveyard, you can get it back. So this is the most threatening creature, but this one gets your enchantment back. This thing lets me get other mana as well. So
I can't play this card right this turn anyway, right?
you've just played it. It's on this creature now, but part of its activation is to get rid of one of my things.
Okay, I'll go after your strongest.
This one? Okay. So it's in exile until that goes out of play.
Okay.
All right. And you don't have, this isn't tapped. So now it's a 4/4 creature, and I don't have anything that's 4/4. So do you want to attack with it?
Yeah, I'll attack that and get
You can't attack
Oh.
a specific thing. You can just attack. You can just put it
Oh,
into
okay.
the attack, unless a card says you can target something specific.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will block with it,
Okay.
and my thing will die, and your enchantment will go back to will go to your graveyard, and mine will go to my graveyard, and the counter's gone, and now it's tapped because it attacked.
Okay.
All right. And that's your turn, unless, let's see, what is this? Whenever it is battlefield draw, so that doesn't do anything else. And you have no mana to cast any other spells, so your turn should be done, I would imagine. Unless you have something costs 0.
No.
Alright. I have another land. And I guess I'll cast Feral Hydra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feral Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, which is 5. So now it's a 5/5. And I don't know why, but it says put a +1/+1 counter on Feral Hydra. Any player may activate this ability. I don't know why you'd want to put a +1/+1 counter on my creature, but it costs 3 mana to do it. And he can't do anything because he entered the battlefield this turn, so now it's your turn. So you draw a card and untap things. Don't forget to untap the creature.
I'm really not getting any more land.
But would you say you now have an understanding of the game?
Yes.
At least most of your cards seem to be relatively cheap. They cost, what, 3 for the most part?
Yeah.
Oh, you can cast that. I would still go with casting enchantments because I have a 5/5 creature now. So you want to bump him up to at least 5/5.
Do I want to put another creature down? Can I do more than one thing on a turn?
If you have enough mana to do it, yes.
So I could put him down. That's with that, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. And what does he do? Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield on your control target creature, so you can put, if you have another enchantment, you can put 2+1/+1 counters on this guy.
So I could put that one.
That's true. And so this one is enchanted creature can't attack. I would put it on my creature to prevent it from attacking.
Okay.
So my creature can now no longer attack, and this guy gets another counter and goes up to 3. And because this guy's here, you can put a +1/+1 counter on any of your other creatures. Now, because my creature can't attack anymore, it means that you're safe from having to block him. Even like this guy is what, a 5/5 now. They would kill each other, but you could put a +1/+1 counter on another creature so that you spread out the power, or you could just beef that one up even more, and then he becomes unstoppable.
I'll put one on him.
Okay. And okay. And now he can attack. I could block and kill him if you attack. Had you put it on here, you could attack, and I would have he would have died, and your guy would have lived. So you can change your mind if you want.
No, we'll let it go for this round.
So you don't want to attack?
No.
Okay. Just remember, I can spend money to put up his +1/+1 counters.
Okay.
Yep. So, let's see. Alright, so I'm going to play Soul's Might. So that costs me 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put X +1/+1 counters where it's equal to its power, which is 5. So now it's a 10/10. So now it's a problem for you. But I can't attack. But you're going to need to find some way of getting rid of it. And it can't attack, I can't do anything. It's now your turn. At the very least, you're going to need to cast some more enchantments to get more +1/+1 counters on that to start equaling this guy.
Okay, well, I'm going to play this right now. I can play a creature with 4.
Is that, you don't have any enchantments?
I think I should play an enchantment.
Well, let's see what this creature does. I mean, you can do what you want. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, tap target
Oh,
creature.
don't I have to have 5 to play that 5 lanes?
Yes, you need 5. You're right. But that is a very good card because your enchantments are going to allow you to tap this guy, and therefore he can't even block, and you'll be able to go through and do whatever you want.
So I can play this.
Yes, that costs 4. Whenever another creature you control attacks, it gets a little bit extra defense until the end of turn.
So I put on here?
No. This is an enchantment creature, so it's actually a creature unto itself that gives an ability to other things. That's an aura, that's why you put it on
Oh,
on here. So now you have 2 more +1/+1 counters. Where do you want to put it? Okay. So that goes up to a 7/7. So you're 3 off from my guy. And I guess you don't want to attack with anybody because I'll probably kill it. I think I jostled the camera, but anyway. Alright, so I will untap my stuff and draw a card. And cast that, and my guy can't attack, so that's my turn, and sweet. Now you can cast that thing, which is pretty awesome. But it's not an enchantment, but that's okay. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature opponent controls. That's pretty good. Now, you still probably don't want to attack. I mean, you could overwhelm me, but I'd end up killing this thing, and then the other things would do damage to me. But that's not 20 damage, so you probably
So what can I do to that card?
nothing unless you have something that can remove a permanent.
Oh,
But you'd rather remove this guy.
and what's that one now? What's that one?
This one is a 2/1 flying and sacrifice self of spirit. Creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of turn. So basically, this is sort of like I'm going to burn him if I can ever get this guy to attack, and he'll be having indestructible.
Okay.
And also, if you have a removal and you try to, if it's the kind of removal that says destroy, then I can sacrifice this and he doesn't get destroyed. But I can't do anything, so. Oh, wait, is it your. Sorry, it's your turn, right? Mm-hmm. So you're deciding whether you want to attack, but I would say you don't. Okay? That's your turn?
Yep.
Okay, I'll draw a card. Oh, I got planes. Let's see. And so, one thing that I need to explain is flying. This creature has flying, which means it can only be blocked by other creatures with flying or creatures with reach.
Okay.
I can't do anything either, so it's your turn. There you go. Now you have as much mana as me almost. I would play an enchantment at this point in time if you got one.
An enchantment creature.
That's good. And so tap 1 and 1.
Oh.
1 white and 1 other. I would tap.
I can play more.
I know, but what I would do is I would tap these 2 because then you still have 2 of each.
Oh, okay.
Just I don't know what you got in your hand, but anyway, so this one is flying, and aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So now, because this is an enchantment creature, you now get 2 more +1/+1 counters, and you can tap one of my creatures.
What's that mean?
It means he's like any of the creatures suddenly become tapped, and now they can't block.
Oh,
Yeah. So first deal with your 2 +1/+1 counters.
I'll put it there.
So you put it up to 6, and then you get another 1. So that's 9/9.
Okay.
So what you could do, what's your life at? You're at 14. Because if I retaliate with 10 and 11 and 13, I can only put you down to 1. So you could think about attacking with every creature, because that's 4, 6, 9, and 18, 19. So you would put me down to 1 life.
I can still put more stuff down.
That's true. I'm just letting you know that at this point you can put me down to 1 life by attacking with every creature and leaving this guy in the back, because my guy can't attack you actually still. So do you have another enchantment? Because then you can win this turn.
No.
Okay. Then do you have another spell you want to cast? Another creature? A sorcery? Okay, so tap the red metal land. Yes. This is creature, human soldier. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under control, favorite if Iros gains double strike until the end of turn. That's pretty good. So these two are summoning sickness. But now, do you want to attack with everything and put me down to 1 life? Because remember, he can't attack unless I can somehow get rid of that. So the most I could do to you next turn is actually nothing, because these guys will be able to block.
Okay, so let's play it out for 1 more turn.
Huh?
Let's continue to play and then we'll see what happens next turn of mine.
You're not going to attack?
No, I want to play it a little bit longer.
I mean, you could still put me down to 1 life.
No, I know.
And still play it a little bit longer. Right?
You know I don't like attacking people.
Yeah, well, if you're in a position to win, you should go for the win. Or at least get as close to a win as possible. You're not going to win this turn, but you're going to put me down to 1 life, which is going to be a huge threat to me.
Okay.
Right? And it'll put you in a very good position.
Okay, well let's do that then.
Okay, so tap each of those creatures.
All of them?
Yep. So that deals 19 life to me, and I'm down to 1.
Okay.
Right. These ones are not tapped because they
Okay.
came in, they can't attack,
This game.
but they can block next turn,
Okay.
which is crucial because it means I can't do any damage to you unless I figure something out.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to draw a card. Let's see. What I will do is I will play this, Hunter's Edge. And this will get another +1/+1 counter on it. And then it gets to deal damage equal to its power to target creature I don't control, so it will be this creature. So that creature's dead.
Okay.
And probably the aura with it, which was the exile thing, or no, wait. Enchant creature when changed because exile permanent, non-land, permanent opponent controls. Okay, so you put that in your graveyard,
Mm-hmm.
and I get my Clockwork Hydra back.
Where does this go?
Hmm?
You killed it, right? Where does
Yes,
it go?
in your graveyard.
The dice go down.
And remember, you have that thing in your graveyard that lets you bring things out of your graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this actually. So it enters the battlefield again with 4+1/+1 counters on it, I think, but it entered from exile. I'm not sure actually if creatures enter the battlefield if they come back from exile, and I'm not sure if the +1/+1 counters go with them, but we'll go with it. He can't attack, and again, my creatures would die if they attacked you, so that's my turn, so you untap everything. And your creatures.
Hmm?
Your creatures get untapped as well.
Well, I can't get anything out of my graveyard because I don't have the right card, and the only card I have to play is that.
Okay, what's this? Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, put a gold counter on Dragon's Horde. Oh, this is just an artifact, okay? Remove a gold counter from Dragon's Horde, draw a card, add 1 mana of any color. So, enters the battlefield under your control. Put a gold counter on Dragon's Horde. So we go gold. That's cool, like. So you can now remove this to draw a card if you want.
Yeah.
So tap that and remove the gold. Oh, man. Okay. You've played all your cards?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's figure this out. Look at the thing that's in your graveyard that lets
Oh
you
yeah,
bring
it
everything.
says I have to have 1/1
Hmm?
to take anything out, like something like that to take in.
What do you mean? Is it? So, exile Spectral Seal from your graveyard, return another target or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. So you do have that.
Yeah, but it says I have to play that.
Yeah, you have to tap that. And you didn't tap everything. You tapped 3 things.
Oh, I thought I had to have another one of those.
So you can choose which or enchantment you want to. It's actually just this, the Chains of Custody. You can put back in your hand. And then this gets exiled. So you just need to. I would. Because you could play the Chains of Custody this turn as well. I think you.
Yeah, I can play it. I have to tap all this stuff first, right?
No, not all of it. So.
The amount pertaining to the card I just
No,
tapped.
but you have to tap this stuff first, right? So this. So that was tapped,
Mm-hmm.
right? These were untapped. So you need to tap one of these
Mm-hmm.
and one of these to bring back Chains of Custody. Right? Now you have Chains of Custody, and it costs 1 white and 2 of any others, which is the rest. Yes. So now you can put Chains of Custody again on any creature of mine that you want. This is the guy that can't attack. This is the guy that can attack, and he's a 4/4. So he can block, and I think you could win this turn if you exile this guy.
Okay. I'll exile that guy.
Okay. So which creature do you want to, of yours, that you want to give it ward to, basically making it harder to get rid of them?
I think this one.
Okay. So now he's gone. And now this goes, because like the aura does not follow, and it goes into your graveyard. And now, do you want to attack with everything?
Yes.
Okay. So, you'll tap everything. Sorry, that's tapped. That's just
Already
a
tapped.
Okay.
Can I tap these guys now?
Yep. So, he'll block that 4/4, and they'll both die.
Okay.
Right, so that goes in my graveyard, that one goes in your graveyard. No, that goes away. I can only block one other thing, so I guess I'll block that and they'll both die. And then I take the rest of the damage and you've won. So, do you feel like you've got a grasp of how the game goes now?
I don't really understand how things are worded or anything, but that's just because I don't
Yeah,
get it yet.
that's the more complicated bit, is that the card explains the card, as the professor said, but also you've got to be, like, as you play, you become more familiar with what the wording means.
Mm-hmm.
But you understand now basically how to play lands and cast things,
Yes.
and you can kind of guess which one might be better than the other for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess that'll just end the video because, you know, it's been quite a bit and we got to open the store. So thanks for coming, and maybe we'll do like a HeroClix one next time or some other game.
Okay, yeah, HeroClix sounds fun.
It's far more complicated and frustrating.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's probably the most complicated of the collectible games.
Oh.
So Magic is much more intuitive. That's why it's been so successful. So that's it for the video. Thanks a lot.